Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending what time you're watching us. My name is Alex Salinas, and this is your show, College Bound Hounds. Buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches, dependiendo de cuándo nos están viendo. Mi nombre es Alejandro Salinas, y este programa es Galgos a Rumba Colegio. So this is our third episode. So I want to thank KSBG for doing a great job with these episodes. We talked about the college checklist. We talked about financial aid. We talked about all the important things that has to do with a college application. So today we're going to talk about, I got accepted to college, now what? There's a lot of steps that students need to be doing now. So this segment is all about that. Vamos a hablar sobre los episodios pasados sobre la verificación de lista de colegio, ayuda financiera, todos los que tienen que ser los estudiantes para que vaya aceptado a colegio y entonces que matricule a colegio. Ahora vamos a hablar sobre qué tiene que ser el estudiante para seguir los pasos de ser aceptado y irse a colegio, ¿verdad? Y hoy tenemos un guest, ¿verdad?, que nos va a ayudar con ese proceso. Today we have a special guest, and this special guest is not only great because she helps our students, but she is she is an alum of San Benito High School. Ms. Kathy Coronado, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Ms. Kathy, can you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell everybody your name, what you currently do, and more importantly, you're a graduate of San Benito, when you graduated, and just what you're doing now, and how proud are you of being a San Benito grad, and look where you're at now. So go ahead and share that with the family, please.
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Kathy Coronado. I am a San Benito grad of 2008, so I'll give away my age there. And I currently am a TAMUC admissions counselor. So TAMUC is Texas A&M, University Kingsville. So hour and a half away from the valley, not too far. So I love it. But I am based here in the RGV, so I'm excited to be here close to home, close to everybody that I know, family, friends, and now that I'm able to actually help other students pursue their college education.
Well, thank you. La señorita Coronado es un representante del colegio de Texas A&M Kingsville. Ella va a nuestro colegio de centro y les ayuda a los estudiantes para que apliquen y hablen sobre temas de ayuda financiera. Y últimamente ella le está ayudando para que matriculen al TAMUC, ¿verdad? Se le llama el colegio TAMUC. Y ella no nomás está trabajando con TAMUC, pero ella fue aquí a esta escuela en 2008. Yo sé que no quiso decir su edad, pero en 2008 se recibió de San Benito High School y ahora está trabajando y ayudando a los estudiantes con el paso de ir al colegio. So thank you so much, Kathy. When we come back, you're going to help us go over the next steps, right?
Yes,
because as an admissions representative, you help them apply, but that's not it, right? There's a lot more that has to do.
There's a lot more to go with
So when we come back, students and parents, we're going to go over the next steps, right? So don't leave. Come back and make sure that you know what you have to do to be ready for college next fall. And while you're waiting, I do want to recognize a group of students that received the High Five Superintendent's List. These students, for the past 6 semesters, were in the top 5% of their class. So we had a nice ceremony for them. So shout out to the class of 2023 High Five honorees. Come back. We are going to be discussing today in this segment, after students get accepted, after they do everything they have to do, there's the next steps. And today we have Ms. Kathy Coronado to help us with, I got accepted to college, now what? So Ms. Kathy Coronado, can you share with the families out there, what is it that students need to be doing now or very eventually to be ready to go to college this fall?
Yeah, definitely. So for sure, students want to make sure that they log in to their portals. Every college is different. We have what's called a JNet or a blue and gold connection. So they do have to set up their account. Usually on the websites, they do have step-by-step how to set up your account. Usually a recruiter will reach out to you after for your next steps, or another representative from the college should be helping you with these next steps as well. In how to set up your account, how to go about maneuvering through the portal, and then you'll be able to view financial aid, scholarship opportunities. Other than local scholarships, there might be other opportunities out there within the actual college itself.
Good. So el primer paso, el profil es muy importante. El estudiante cuando aplicó para colegio tuvo un profil. Es una cuenta que tiene que ver con esa escuela. El primer paso es cuando se ha admitido, ese profil le va a decir qué tiene que ser el siguiente paso, ¿verdad? Así que el profil es muy importante. Padres, díganle a su estudiante que siga checando el profil, ¿verdad? So step 1, check your profile. Step 2, Kathy?
Complete your FAFSA.
Complete your financial aid.
Yes.
Complete la ayuda financiera. Talk about financial aid briefly. How does that work?
So with financial aid, every year, October 1st, the application is open for the fall in the following academic year. So when we tell students to apply, we are serious about apply as soon as possible, because the example I like to use is there's a big pot of money out there
Yes.
for students to dig their hands into. It comes from the government.
Yes.
So first come, first serve is how it works. And if you're anything like me, don't wait till the last minute. So procrastination is not the best in this situation, because they will give you, if you're on it quickly, they'll give you what you qualify for, but possibly some more. But if you're one of those that waits till the last minute, you might not get what you actually qualify for. So the
Yes.
sooner the better.
The sooner the better. So financial aid. So the good news, Kathy, is that here at San Benito High School, we've done a lot of financial aid nights.
Awesome.
I did a report just recently, and almost half of our students have completed a financial aid. So that's great. So the step that you're talking about, a lot of them already did it. Now,
Perfect.
families, if you have not done your financial aid, we have financial aid nights this semester. So please make sure you stop by. We have one tonight, depending if you're watching this right now, or we have one tonight. We're going to have another one February 8th. More throughout. We have 8 this semester. So family, students, if you have not done your financial aid, please come by the College Center at those designated dates. We're going to show right now a flyer with all these dates. So make sure you stop by there. So Kathy, check your profile, do your financial aid. What's the third step?
So for sure, apply for housing. So this is something that students need to consider when they're applying anywhere. It might make them their first semester. It might be a mandatory requirement for them. If for some reason, depending on the college, they might say if you live outside 50 miles, you do have to live on campus. So first year students may have to be living on campus, may require a meal plan. And the good thing is there's different types. So meaning that they might actually get to select a certain one, or see the different, costs depending on what they can afford. And, our payment plans also work with them too. So if there's something, that's what I would suggest for sure. Once you get accepted, because you cannot apply beforehand, yes. You do have to be accepted first in order to apply for housing. But
perfect.
Yes, the first come, first serve type of thing also works for housing as well. The sooner the better. And then if you know somebody that's going to college with you, you might be able to provide their ID number as well, so you can possibly room together.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So again, familias, el tercer paso es, si acaso va para un colegio donde requiere que viva ahí en el dormitorio, tiene que aplicar para ese dormitorio. Así que se llama housing. Y también eso incluye las comidas. Es un plan de comidas. Así que, por favor, estudiante, padre, si no ha aplicado para el housing, el dormitorio, tiene que ser ese. Es parte del paso, es paso de requisito, porque cada colegio es diferente. Es quizás que ese colegio requiere que su estudiante viva en la escuela, en ese dormitorio, por el primer año. Así que ya no hay opción. Tiene que vivir ahí, ¿verdad? Así que cheque, haga su research, ¿verdad? De ese colegio y aplique para housing. So, check your profile, make sure you have your financial aid, do housing. Kathy, what else?
Definitely within that profile, you can also apply for the scholarships that we talked about. So yes, there might be some local scholarships that are offered here at San Benito, but also within that university, there's also various scholarships that students can apply for as well. So they do have to do that within that same profile. They can go and apply for scholarships. So again, first come, first serve. There's deadlines for that as well. And I'm not just saying it just to say it, because sometimes students, I was one of those too.
Absolutely, yes.
So sometimes they think, I'll do it later. No, it's serious business when it comes down to the deadlines, because once you miss it, you miss it.
And scholarship is free money, Kathy.
Yes.
That's going to help pay.
Yes.
Becas. Es el otro paso. Padres, estudiantes, si todavía no han aplicado para becas, por favor apliquen por becas. Ahora, en un momentito les voy a decir que nosotros aquí en la high school vamos a tener una aplicación donde tenemos casi 30 becas locales, ¿verdad?, que tienen que aplicar. Así que cabe decir la señorita Coronado que becas es parte del proceso, uno de los pasos que tiene que hacer el estudiante para que siga matriculando para el colegio, ¿verdad? So, next step, Kathy, what will be the next step?
So orientation. So within those profiles as well, that they do create. So with us, Blue and Gold, you will have the opportunity to register for orientation. So this is where you're going to be able to go on campus. You're also going to be able to register possibly for classes, or actually speak to your advisor that day. Also possibly get to be on tour as well if you have not toured the campus. So you'll be able to do that with your family, so your family can, attend as well. And then just keep in mind that the dates are always different. So you want to register for the first dates that are coming up because of the fact that, we had talked about this before. You want to get the classes ahead of time. You don't want to be stuck with some kind of schedule that doesn't work for you.
Correct.
And that's something that I think a lot of students don't keep in mind, is that it's not like high school. You kind of get to make your own schedule. So if you're one of those that wants to make your own schedule, yes, do it ahead of time.
Yes.
Don't wait till the last minute.
All right, so orientation. Padres, cabe decir que el otro paso es ser una cita de orientación. Cada colegio es diferente, cada colegio tiene sus fechas, ¿verdad? Y está recomendando la señorita Coronado que lo más pronto que hace esa fecha es mejor, porque ahí es donde va a hablar con un consejero y le va a dar sus clases. Quizás su estudiante quiere tomar clases en la mañana, o quizás en la tarde, o quizás nomás en ciertos días. Si van los primeros días de orientación, va a tomar las clases y va a agarrar las clases que quiere, no va a agarrar clases que nomás que sobran, ¿verdad? Así que orientación es parte del paso que tiene que ser para completar este proceso. So again, Kathy, we got check your profile, do your financial aid, scholarships, make sure you do housing and
Yes.
orientation. What are some other last minute steps that they have to do in order to complete this process, Kathy?
I know for sure graduation is coming up. So be sure that graduation final high school transcript, once they graduate, we need to have that graduation date on that official transcript sent in. Yes, they can do it already to get accepted early, but we are still going to need the graduation date on file. So any student that graduates needs to have that. Make sure you also change your email, because a lot of students use their San Benito High School email. So get that changed to an actual personal email, and don't use something that's inappropriate.
Correct. Professional email.
Yes, try to use a professional email. It looks better for you, and it also prepares you for the future, any career opportunities that you might have. So I've learned that along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Applying for colleges, being a recruiter now, I see so many different
Yes,
funny
yes.
looking emails, and and that's something that I do stress to students too. Just make sure you change your email coming out of high school, because then it's going to bounce back and we won't have contact with you. So we need another form of contact. And then I believe dual enrollment.
Yes, and before we get to student enrollment,
Yes.
real quick, she talked about the high school transcript, seniors. This is something that we're going to help you with. In May, you're going to be getting a graduation checklist. Before you leave high school, there's going to be some things you have to do. One of that is a final transcript request form. There is, once you decided on what college you're going to go to, and once you do all these steps, you have to put that university in that request form. That is the final transcript. Padres, el estudiante tiene que hacer una forma que se le llama el transcript final, official transcript, que es el final, porque se van a recibir de la high school. Y no nomás eso, pero también es importante que pongan el colegio que van a ir, porque ese final transcript va a decir la fecha cuando se recibieron de la high school, 2023. El colegio necesita ese final transcript. Así que es muy importante que ese paso lo haga el estudiante, pero aquí le vamos a ayudar nosotros. Así que en el mes de mayo va a tener una forma, una lista de verificación, y va a ser un paso ahí que tiene que ser the final transcript. So seniors, final transcript, keep that in mind. And then she talked about dual enrollment. Talk about how the transcript of dual enrollment plays into their classes that they're going to choose this fall, Kathy.
Yes, so dual enrollment, those of you that are taking dual enrollment courses, those are some of the courses that we consider core curriculum classes, like your English, your math, your histories. If you're able to take some of these courses, those are going to be towards your degree plan, but that fall under the core curriculum. So a lot of students get confused with this, thinking that, oh, well, that's part of my degree plan right there. Well, not really. This is just the beginning of your degree plan. So with that, taking those courses, it actually benefits a student to complete their degree plan and get the classes they actually want to take pertaining to that degree, that major. So meaning if, for example, if you go into, I'll use myself. I went into agriculture. I only had to take agriculture classes once I got to Kingsville, because I had already taken a lot of my core classes.
Yes.
So that helped me. So with that, we ask students, once your grades are posted from the college that you're taking those dual enrollment courses from, we ask that you get that sent over to us. So the college that you choose, you're going to have to wait until those grades post, request the official transcript. Do not open it. Don't have it sent to your email either, because it will not be considered official. If you have it sent to you, you're going to have to probably send it another one, just to keep that in mind too, because they don't consider it official if it's sent personally to yourself.
And this is important because we have a lot of students that are taking dual enrollment, Kathy. Awesome. So students, those that are taking dual enrollment this semester, spring of 2023, do not request it yet until the end of this semester. The second week of May, pretty much mid-May, is when you're going to get your grades posted, like she mentioned. Then go online. You have to do this on your own, students. You have to go to that university or college, in this case, Texas Southmost College. A lot of you are taking dual enrollment with TSC. Go online, request it, have them put that university, in this case, perhaps Texas A&M Kingsville or UTRGV or UT Austin, put that, and it's going to be sent. And that's what they're going to use when you meet with the advisor doing orientation, is what they're going to use. Padres, las clases de colegio, doble inscripción es muy importante. Sus hijos tomaron estas clases. Cuando terminen este semestre de esas clases, es muy importante que pidan un transcript de colegio, que vayan al internet y escogen que manden ese cardex de Rolex de grados a la universidad, porque esas clases van a contar para su programa de estudio. Así que es muy importante, padres, que por favor hagan eso, que vayan y pidan ese transcript que se llama college transcript, ¿verdad? So, wow, Kathy, a lot of stuff, but there's one more thing that is not even required by us, it's required by the state of Texas. Can you talk about that last step, or one of the steps for them to be ready to go to college?
Yes, so bacterial meningitis, I already knew, because it is required by the state of Texas. And with that, if you do not have that, you're not able to live in the dorm. It is a requirement. So for those first-year students going to college, it is mandatory that you get this. So you may have said, oh, well, I got it, 5 years ago. Well, yes, but every 5 years, coming up to the term that you're planning to attend, you do have to have that up to date. So let's just say that they did it 5 years ago and they're planning to come in the fall. Well, 5 years is already up. They're going to have to redo it again. So just keep in mind that it's up to date. Send it in as soon as possible. That way they can already have that on file, and that way they can get apply for housing, especially because they're probably going to have to live there. So yeah, the sooner the better again with that as well. Don't wait till the last minute.
La vacuna de meningitis, padres, es muy importante que nosotros no lo estamos requiriendo. El estado de Texas requiere que cada estudiante entregue esa prueba que tomó la vacuna de meningitis. Así que, por favor, padres, vayan a su doctor, vayan a su clínica y pidan este record, ¿verdad? Le van a dar un record, o quizás usted lo tiene, y venga al centro de colegio para hacer una copia y mandarle por el profil. So, students, if you have not done your bacterial meningitis or up to date, make sure you take care of that, because that's going to be required for them to do that. And before we leave real quick, Kathy, all of this information can be done through their profile.
Yes.
So all these next steps is their profile. So you did a good job talking about the profile, and every single step is there. So once again, just real quick, talk about this profile that students should be logging into on a daily, weekly basis, especially on that school that they're really thinking about. So once again, just talk about that profile and how important it is.
Yeah, so like for us, for example, JNet, Blue and Gold, you will log in, you'll get your ID number. So with us, you have a KID. You'll hear that a lot with Texas A&M Kingsville. What's your K number? So students will provide that to us just to make sure that we can check their statuses. But once again, once you get accepted, you're going to have to use that to log in. So you're going to have to remember it. And my best advice, don't always put everything on your phone.
Yes.
Get a notebook. I'm very old-fashioned with the notebook, writing down your password, your username, because usually what happens is, just like anything else, it'll ask you to reset your password, reset your password every 6 months. So just keep in mind to keep updating that as much as possible. Keep track with it, but yes, check it on a daily, because this is where you're going to find out if you're able to view your financial aid, how much you actually were given, awarded, and then that's also going to let you actually accept it. So if it's there, it might just be sitting in there until you actually create your profile. So it's very, very important. And then to apply, like I said, for scholarships, if you don't do it, they're just going to sit there. You're not going to be able to get in.
Cabe hablar de la importancia del perfil. Padres, por favor, dígale a su estudiante que por favor, estudiante, cheque su perfil, cheque su cuenta, porque ahí es donde todos estos pasos van a estar ahí. So, padre, por favor, dígale a su estudiante, si no ha checado o si no se ha metido en estos días, que por favor, porque ahí la ayuda financiera, the award letter, scholarship offers, ofertas de becas, los requisitos que tiene que ser, ahí les va a decir todo. Así que el perfil es muy importante. A lot of information, Kathy.
Yes.
A lot of next steps. But here's the thing, students and parents, you're not alone.
Yes.
We talked about, first segment, we introduced you to a great person, Mrs. Pina at the College Center. We're there to help you, students. We're there to help you, seniors. This is already, it's January right now. Maybe perhaps when you see this, it's going to be February. And then the time is going by real fast, seniors. And guess what? You're enjoying your last semester of high school. So do not procrastinate. Mm-hmm. Make sure you stop by. And more importantly, when we come back, we're going to discuss about comparing colleges. So this is just one step for one university. The next steps for that university. Some of you, perhaps you are applying to different or considering different colleges. So let's talk about, we're going to talk in a bit when we come back what that means, ¿verdad? Padres, quizás su hijo, su hija está aplicando o está considerando 2, 3 diferentes colegios. Cuando regresemos vamos a hablar sobre o comparar o qué tiene que ver para hacer una decisión que es buena para ustedes, ¿verdad? Así que vengan para atrás y vamos a hablar sobre este tema. We'll see you in a bit, students. Welcome back to College Bound Hounds. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros a este programa que se llama Galgos a Rumbo a Colegio. You just heard about all the next steps that you have to do, students, to get ready for college. Acaban de escuchar todos los pasos que tienen que hacer para seguir el proceso para que sean admitidos y matriculen al colegio este otoño, perdón. So right now, parents, students, some of you applied to 2, 3, 4, 5 different universities, which is fine. I always tell students, give yourself options. Padres, quizás su hijo aplicó para 2, 3, 4, 5 colegios y está bien. Nosotros siempre recomendamos que apliquen para muchos colegios para que tengan opciones. So Ms. Kathy Coronado, our guest, we're going to talk about how to decide which college is the best fit for you, right? ¿Qué tiene que ser el estudiante y el padre para hacer esa decisión? So Kathy, can you go over briefly? You were a student once again, just like myself, we were. So we had, at one point, different options.
Yes.
You had this school, and this school. Tenía opciones nosotros cuando estábamos en la high school, ir a este colegio, a esta universidad o a este colegio. Vamos a hablar sobre qué tienen que hablar y decidir para escoger el colegio o universidad que es mejor para ustedes. So Kathy, tell me about your experience of what you did, what you used to get and choose the school that you went to.
So I actually was a procrastinator.
I'll
be honest.
Minute, so don't wait for the last minute, students.
And thankfully, Miss Pina was on my case a little bit. She actually pushed me to apply for scholarships because I really was kind of like last minute, not sure what I wanted to do, not sure what I wanted to go to school for. So I actually stayed local for a little bit, went to a community college before I actually took a step to transfer out to university. So I was kind of scared to leave home a little bit, and I know that was the biggest thing too for my family, my mom. So before I left, we had to research. Thankfully, I received scholarship, so I was able to pay for some of that here locally at the community college, start out, get some of those classes out of the way first before actually transferring. And then what I did was they actually took us on a trip to go visit the university. So I was part of I wanted to say a program that was called Step Up. So they actually took us to Texas A&M University, Kingsville. As part of that, I actually received an internship, which actually opened some doors for me as well later on in the summer. So that actually helped me get into Kingsville, kind of continue my education there. And what happened from there was it was awesome. I didn't know the questions to ask as far as like where to go, but Miss Bino was like my go-to person. My mom did help me because she did get her associate's degree, so she kind of knew who to talk to. But along the ride, a lot of students usually don't know where to start, what questions to ask, cost-wise, tuition, what to look for as far as room and board. Definitely compare the cost of like living on campus, the meal plan costs. You want to also keep in mind too when they are applying, some universities charge different for the application fees.
Correct.
So that has a lot to partake in it as well. Some students don't like to write essays. I was one of those. But some colleges and universities don't require you to write an essay. So some students are, oh, yeah, I'm going to go there. But you don't want to just go based off of that. You want to also, I think the most important thing is to visit the campus so you can get a feel of, is this the right place for me? And See if it's welcoming. See if they, how they help you through the process there. I know for a fact that Texas A&M Kingsville was very welcoming for me, so I loved it. I was scared at first. Of course, I missed home, but I ended up not coming back every weekend like I used to. And because I made friends, relationships, networking, that actually helped me. So that's a big thing. For sure, the questions, don't be afraid to ask.
Good.
Yes.
Cabe decir su historia que ella cuando comenzó, sí tardó poquito para hacer el proceso y por eso comenzó aquí en el colegio. Y cada quien va a tener su propio plan, ¿verdad? Ella comenzó el colegio, entonces se transfirió para una universidad de Texas A&M Kingsville y se recibió ahí. Pero más que nada, cuando comenzó el proceso, es cuando estaba preguntando. Es cuando también visitó el campus. Una cosa que sí les dijimos, padres, que recomendemos que, por favor, si no han ido a ese colegio que donde su hijo quiere ir, visite ese colegio, por favor. Muchas de las veces van a ver que si van a ese colegio y miran que hay muchos estudiantes. Una historia que yo tengo, cuando llevé a un estudiante una vez a Texas A&M College Station, el momento cuando los metimos allí, había miles y miles de estudiantes y el estudiante, oye, Mr. Salinas, eso no es para mí, yo vengo de San Benito, ¿verdad? Es un pueblo chiquito y esta universidad tiene más estudiantes que de nuestro pueblo, ¿verdad? Y dijo, ¿sabes qué? Este colegio no es para mí. Ahora, ella quería ir a ese colegio, pero porque fue y visitó, ¿sabes qué, Mr. Salinas? No quiero ir a ese colegio. Y es lo que va a pasar. Muchas de las veces, Miss Kathy, muchos estudiantes van a ver que cuando visiten ese colegio, ¿les van a gustar? Pues no les va a gustar, ¿verdad? Así que cabe decir que, por favor, visite el campus, preguntes, ¿verdad? Pregunta a los profesionales y vean su award letter, su ayuda financiera, cuánto cuesta el costo de ese colegio. Cada colegio es diferente. El costo es diferente. Parents, students, check the total cost of attendance. Find out how much award money they're giving you. Find out how much scholarship you're getting. So again, she just told us about having options. One thing that I would say, Kathy, is that when I have students and families, and I just had a family visit me the other day, and they brought me 3 acceptance letters, right? Wow. They said, Mr. Salinas, she got this, and she got that. ¿Verdad? Una familia vino, me visitó y me dijo, Mr. Salinas, necesitamos su ayuda. Por favor, quiero que les digas cuál escogemos. Yo no les puedo decir cuál escojan, pero tuve una oferta aquí, una oferta acá y una oferta aquí. Y simplemente miramos el precio. We first compare the prices. Yes. El costo va a ser a lo mejor lo mismo. The cost will be the same, Kathy, for a lot of these universities like Texas A&M, UT Austin. It's going to vary by university. And if you stay local, it will be a lot less expensive compared to leaving out because then you have to worry about housing. Pero lo que hicimos fue esto, padres. This is what we did, parents. We looked at their award letter, their financial aid package, Kathy. Yes. We noticed that this university, this college, paid for everything. Miramos que este colegio pagó por todo el costo del colegio. This university did not give too much scholarship, but they gave more loans. Este colegio no le ofreció muchas becas, pero más préstamos. Y este colegio, nada. Este colegio no pudo darle becas porque no calificó y nomás agarró ayuda financiera, pero no tanto. And mind you, Kathy, this student really wanted to go to this school. Este estudiante quiso ir para este colegio, pero no le dio muchas becas. So, hablamos with the family. We started talking with the family, and we just said, let's just put this aside, right? We looked at these two. La pregunta que siguió es, ¿cuál programa de estudio quieres estudiar? Which program of study do they want to study?
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Salinas, she got accepted to both of these program of studies, right? Engineering. She wanted to do engineering. So both of them gave them that. And then my next question was, have you visited both campuses? Ya visitó el campus. Y dijeron que sí, they did. Oh, I love this. This is over here. I love this city. Perfect. So we're doing what's called process of elimination. Yes. Estamos nada más haciendo un proceso para eliminar lo que a lo mejor va a ayudar a hacer la mejor decisión. So at the end of the day, we looked at this university that paid for everything, Kathy. Yeah. Este colegio, las becas, la ayuda financiera, todo el costo no era tanto como este. Y finalmente dice, ¿sabes qué, Mr. Salinas? Esta es la mejor decisión para nuestra familia. You know what, Mr. Salinas? This is the best decision for my family. I didn't decide that, Kathy. They did. Yeah. But why? Because they had all these options, and they looked at their award letter. They visited the campus. They were able to make a decision based on how much money they were receiving. Yes. So that's the reason why applying for financial aid, applying for scholarship is very important. This family had that option. Some students that only apply for one school, They don't have that option. No. Then they're going to get stuck with loans. Los que no aplican para muchas becas y muchos colegios, nomás sean aceptados para ese colegio, nomás van a agarrar préstamos y se van a, no queremos que agarren préstamos, ¿verdad? So it's important, Kathy, for them to look at this comparison and do all this.
Yes, definitely.
So if you want to share real quick, just real quick, once again, the importance of them perhaps having options now as a senior and making the best decision. Just if you want to talk about that real quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I know for financial aid, you can add up to 10 schools. So the more, the better.
Yes.
That way, like you said, you can compare the cost. You can compare, see if it's going to be the best fit for you as far as like visiting the campus. Definitely, I love the experience, and a lot of students, you know, want the experience of being on campus, being able to be involved. So definitely visiting would be like the top piece of advice that I can give a student to definitely go and take time. Usually on Saturdays they have, you know, the events to go preview. Like we have a preview day coming up February 3rd. So if they want to go preview the school, they can. So they just got to sign up for it. And that way they, you know, they get little knickknacks for going from the university for visiting. They get the tour, they get everything, the feel of it, get to talk to professors as well. You know, not all universities do that, but you know, at ours, I know our professors take the time to actually talk to some of the students.
Cabe de hablar sobre la importancia de visitar el campus. Su escuela ofrece días donde pueden ir como familia para hacer un tour, ¿verdad? Para hablar con los profesores, para que vea el dormitorio, para que vea dónde van a comer. Así que, por favor, si no han hecho eso, padres y estudiantes, por favor, visiten el campus. Wow, Kathy, a lot of good information we just provided to our families. Thank you so much for that. Again, students, parents, stop by the College Center. We could help you with all this process, right? So, Kathy, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
If there's one last piece of advice you want to give our students and our families out there, what would that be, Kathy?
Don't procrastinate.
Don't procrastinate.
Don't procrastinate. Don't wait till the last minute. Definitely get what's right for you. There's a lot of majors. I know sometimes I started into teaching and then did a whole 360 and went into agriculture science. And I loved it. Never thought I would do it, but I do it on the side. So that's part of what I do on the side of my outside of work.
All right. Well, you continue to make San Benito High School, you know, very proud of you. So thank you for coming back and giving back to our students.
Yes, definitely.
Again, Ms. Kathy comes and visits our College Center, helps our students, those that are interested in Texas A&M Kingsville, but she also helps them with any other questions they may have about college. I know her interest is that you all go to college as well and get a degree. So, muchísimas gracias, Ms. Coronado, por toda su información. So, when we come back, students, when we come back, parents, we're going to go over some important news that you can use, some dates, some financial aid dates, some student enrollment information. So, come back and we'll give you that information in a bit. Thank you. Welcome back to College Bound Hounds. You just heard about the next steps. So real briefly, let me go over what we discussed with Ms. Kathy Coronado, that was our guest. We talked about you got accepted to college, students. Now what? Make sure that you view your profile. Make sure that you do your financial aid. Make sure you continue applying for scholarships. Make sure that you look at their housing options. So you need to apply because you might be required to stay there. Make sure that you also look into orientation dates. Very important. That is where you're going to go visit that campus, meet with your academic advisor, and sign up for classes. Make sure that you submit proof of your bacterial meningitis vaccine. Make sure you talk to your doctor and go to your clinic for that. And of course, transcripts. If you took student enrollment classes, wait, or are you currently taking right now this spring semester, wait until this May, in mid-May, to request those grades. You're going to request that from that college to send directly to that university. And finally, the final high school transcript. Make sure, students, that before you leave, again, this is going to be in May, there's going to be a graduation checklist. Put the university that you want this final high school transcript to be sent over. Again, these are the next steps, students. Estos son los pasos, padres, que tiene que hacer su hijo o su hija para terminar el proceso de colegio. El profil, ayuda financiera, becas, la vacuna de meningitis, escoger una fecha de orientación, la aplicación de housing, dormitorios. Así que todo ese proceso, the College Center, el centro de colegio, ahí está para ayudarles, ¿verdad? So, next steps, It's not over, students. Seniors, it's not over. It's almost done. You have about 4 months left here at San Benito High School, but make sure you complete the steps to go to college. So, some news that you can use now. What we just went over, I'm going to have an event just to talk about this in more detail, one-to-one with families. We're going to have some universities there. So this event is called just that. I got accepted into college. Now what? So next Wednesday, February 1st, depending where you're watching this, it might pass already by the time you watch this, but February 1st from 6 to 7:30 inside the cafeteria, we're going to go over the next steps of what they need to be going through or doing so they could get ready for college. So again, award letters, financial aid, orientation, all that next steps we're going to cover next Wednesday, February 1st from 6 to 7:30. Also, one of the steps that Ms. Kathy Coronado talked about was financial aid. Seniors, I really hope that you have done your FAFSA or started. If you haven't, we've got some financial aid nights for you this semester. We're going to put a flyer right now in a bit here, February 8th, February 22nd, March 8th, March 22nd, April 5th, and April 19th. Students, padres, ayuda financiera, noches de ayuda financieras, por favor, si no ha hecho el proceso de esta aplicación, tenemos estas noches que acabamos de poner ahorita. Por favor, dígale a su estudiante que venga esa noche, ese miércoles, ¿verdad? Los miércoles de esas fechas de 5 a 7 p.m. adentro del centro de colegio. Por favor, venga y deja que nosotros le ayudamos con este proceso. So financial aid nights, students, parents, we have these nights just for you all. And finally, for my current students who are my undergraduate students, right, my freshmen, for my VMA families that are watching this, if you have a student or a relative that's a 9th grade student and would like to take dual enrollment classes this coming fall, we have a dual enrollment early college academy meeting coming up Wednesday, February 8th. So depending when you're watching this, make sure that you come by February 8th inside the library of VMA, Veterans Memorial Academy, from 6 to 7 p.m. Parents, this is where we're going to go over the admissions requirements, the benefits of dual enrollment, and the process of you starting taking college classes while in high school. So again, this is for my VMA 9th grade students and parents, Wednesday, February 8th. For my high school students, if you're currently a 10th grader and currently at 11th grader, if you have not taken dual enrollment but would like to take dual enrollment, or would you like to continue taking dual enrollment, students, we have an information session just for you all. That is for Thursday, February 9, inside the cafeteria from 6 to 7. So once again, dual enrollment are college classes that you could take during high school to earn high school credit, but at the same time earn college credit. So that is a lot of information out there for you all, students and parents. I hope that you continue joining our segments of College Bound Hounds. Remember that this show is just for you all to learn what it takes to be, prepared to be to college, right? Hence the reason why College Bound Hounds. We want our hounds to be ready to go to college, and they're college bound, right? So, padres, por favor, esperemos que les gusta esta información que le estamos dando con este programa que se le llama Galgos a Rumbo a Colegio. Este programa es dedicado para ustedes para que sepan los pasos de comenzar y cómo terminar para que su hijo vaya para colegio. Thank you so much for joining us again. You had a lot of information that we provided you. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros en este segmento donde les dimos mucha información sobre el tema de qué tiene que ser ahorita su estudiante. Parents and students, we want to thank you for coming and joining us, watching our show. This is our 3rd episode. I really hope that you keep watching and enjoying this. This information we feel is important for you to take advantage of, learning what it takes to start applying, to matriculate into college. Padres, esperemos que le gusta esta información que le estamos dando con este programa que se le llama Galgos a Rumbo a Colegio, para que comience el proceso de colegio y para que se matricule y que vaya a colegio para que se reciba, ¿verdad? So students, parents, thank you all so much. Until then, continue to be safe, continue to be good to one another, and never give up, right? And remember, hounds are college bound. Thank you.